Hello my loves, welcome back to another video. My name is Tatiana and today we're going to be talking about the illusion of limitation. Since we were little, we were conditioned to believe that the sky was not even the limit, or we were conditioned to believe that there were limitations around what we wanted, around what other people desired, around what the world was supposed to get, and whatever we normalized when we were young, when we were kids, as we were developing our own character. As a result, we continue to carry through adulthood and so on. And what's so fascinating is that we don't actually think about how limited we were when we were kids. We were always appreciative of the great opportunities that were presented to us and continue to level up anything that we considered that was restricting, anything that we considered that we actually wanted more as kids. Whenever we get the chance to rewrite the story as adults. And I want to give you an example of two different kids. Let's say that kid A is from Africa and kid B is from Washington, D.C. Both of them are lucky to be in loving families who do their best to provide the best that they can to their abilities, and both of them grow up around the same age. The difference is, when we look at one case versus the other, is that depending on our environment, there's going to be more limitations. Let's say in this part of Africa where kid A grew up, this kid grew up without TV, grew up without technology, grew up with the most basic things available, and that's what became normal. Now let's say that kid B grew up in Washington, D.C., and both parents were actually able to provide far more opportunities and experiences than kid A was able to experience himself. This kid then grows up with the mentality that all of these resources are possible and they are available. And when we look at both kids, even though both of them received love, even though both of them were able to receive the bare minimum at the very least, and both of them were given what they needed in order to grow up and have a healthy environment at home as much as the consciousness of each parent would allow, then we can see how once they reach the age of 18 and they start to make decisions for themselves, we would not be surprised if the second kid was able to travel more around the world, be able to have more opportunities open than the first kid. This kid was never presented what other options were available versus the kid that was presented from the beginning that it was normal to read history, that it was normal to travel and to be able to experience different methods of transportation, to be able to experience a very healthy environment around. And even though they would grow up around the same time, same timeline, we're not talking about 200 years apart, we're talking about the same time, both of them would have a different type of illusion of what is possible. It just means that this exposure that kid B had and kid A did not have just shows how, based on our environments, based on what we grow up around, based on the type of education that we receive at home, how this influences us as adults later on. So keeping this example in mind, let's talk about illusions. The illusion of what is possible, the illusion of what is actually limited. As whatever it is that we were introduced when we were young, we would continue to expect just effortlessly. And what happens is that in order for us to be able to receive more and increase our container, to be able to be a recipient of more manifestations, of more coming into our lives more effortlessly, we have to be okay knowing that even though we are, let's say, at this level and we want to get at this level, it's okay. This would require us to be able to expand our creativity, our imagination of what is possible, because somewhere in the world, somewhere out there, that is actually possible. And just because it's not near us or is not part of our current reality does not mean that it's not possible. So anytime that you have a desire, anytime that you have a dream, anytime that you feel that you're connecting to something that is meaningful to you, just remember that it is absolutely possible. You don't have to know the how. You just have to energetically align with it, to align to the frequency that it's emitting. Just remember that what you desire desires you back even more. If what you desire is up here and you feel that you're actually over here, let's say it's more money, let's say it's the love of your life, let's say it's an amazing health, then you have to continue to expand your container so that way you are able to go into a higher vibration that is going to be able to match and be an energetic match. And how do we do that? We continue to normalize that it's absolutely possible to us. And one of the easiest ways is to really continue to dig into that information. For example, if you want to better your health, then you can research documentaries. You can print some pictures of the ideal body type that you would want and have it somewhere near you whenever you wake up so you can connect to that visual. Because what's going to happen is that you are going to start to make decisions that are going to start to align you to that frequency. We normalize the feeling of oneness, of peace. At the very least, we neutralize the emotions of guilt, of feeling lower vibrations, the more that we're going to be able to raise our vibration and continue to align and match more alike. And we're going to continue to manifest more alike once we continue to raise our vibration towards that specific goal that we have. And the more creative that you can allow yourself to get, the more that you're going to continue to align to more alike. So reflect on that today and feel free to rewatch this video as many times as you need, as to be able to rewire our thinking. It requires consistency. It requires for us to change our habits, because if we continue the same habits, we're going to continue to get the same results. So be kind to yourself, be grateful for what you already have, and be more welcoming. And believe that what you desires you back even more. It's part of your lifetime to experience that. It's part of your human experience to be able to normalize that desire manifested into physical form. So I hope that this video was helpful. Thank you very much for watching. If you know that this can benefit someone that you know, please feel free to share. And please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more, so that way you can continue to get more videos like this. I wish you a wonderful day, and I will see you in my next video. Take care.